Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Well, we're working backwards through the letter L, and I have a very unusual pile of stuff to talk about, and it comes with a story. I had a very, very close friend. His name was Frankie Rivera. I met him through work decades ago, and we became like brothers. We just were incredibly close individuals, and he was sort of a sad guy. I mean, he had about a fourth grade education, and his family was insane, and he lived in the Bronx, and he had a girlfriend who he lived with and who broke his foot and threw him out of the house. And so he showed up at my door one day needing a place to stay. And he moved in, and for the next 10 years or so, that's where he was. Unfortunately, because his life had been so difficult, he was an alcoholic. And he'd also had hepatitis C. And so he essentially got cirrhosis of the liver, and he passed away. He was only 43. And it was really a terrible time and a very difficult time. But he was one of the kindest, most decent, and just wonderful people I ever met. There are people who in life who are just good. And nothing, no matter what life throws at them, can change that. And he was like that. He was just a good person to the core. And he was incredibly musical. We used to go to concerts together all the time because I was reviewing stuff, and we would go together, and he just absolutely loved music, classical music, pop music. He didn't care. And when he was sick, in his last sort of illness, he had a collection of CDs and things. Most of it was going to his son, who was, going to get, all of his stuff after he passed away. But he gave me a selection of compact discs that he thought I would enjoy. That was sort of the best of his, Latin heritage type stuff. And here they are. It's 10 discs or so. And I've always kept them, and I enjoy them still. There's some fabulous stuff here. There really is. He was very, very knowledgeable when it came to Latin music, and he knew what I thought. I think he knew what the good stuff was, and the stuff that was just fun to listen to. So here's a selection. I keep it under L for Latin. I mean, where else am I going to put it, right? Tito Puente. I mean, I knew Tito Puente. We both loved Tito Puente because he's just the most amazing mallet percussion person in the universe. He's incredible. So this is Tito Puente and his Latin ensemble on Broadway. We've got TP's Especial, Sophisticated Lady, Bluesette, Soul Song on Broadway, Maria Cervantes, and Yo Yeti. I don't know what that is, but it's a fun number. And First Light. Yay, Tito Puente. I mean, I can't live without him. This was just a fun disc he found. He discovered it. He thought I'd like it. It is really cool. Classic meets Cuba. The Claz Brothers and Cuba Percussion. And it's all of these pieces. You've got, let's see, Mozart and Brahms, Mozart Symphony No. 40, Brahms Hungarian Dance, Schubert's Trout Quintet, the Danson de la Truca, Trout dance thing, right? Bach Cello Suite No. 1, Beethoven's Für Elise, the Bach Air on a G string, Beethoven's Pathetique Sonata, Symphony Beethoven's Fifth, Salsa No. 5, it's called, yes. Czardas, Monti's Czardas, yes. Etude, Chopin Etude, Opus 10 No. 3. Oh, God. That's one of the classical music's most beautiful, quiet climaxes, right? Carmen Cubana, of course. The Flight of the Bumblebee. Brahms, Guten Abend. Okay. And last but not least, Anthem, Haydn's Emperor Quartet. Yo! Yes! Oh, this was fun. It's really, really fun. Benny Moré. 40 temas originales on dos discos. Lo mejor de Benimore. Yeah, he was remarkable, absolutely remarkable, and it's beautiful, beautiful tunes. Fun to listen to. There's that one. Then we've got Perez Prado. Oh, Perez Prado was incredible. This was fabulous 50s stuff, or a lot of it, or 60s. When was this actually recorded? Do they tell us? No, why should they tell us anything? Yes, 55 and 56. It was amazing. Perez Prado, yes. Mambo Mania and Havana, 3 a.m. And then we've got the Voodoo Suite and the Exotic Suite of the America. Perez Prado and Shorty Rogers. Shorty Rogers. This is like, more fun than anyone has any right to have. It's just so much fun. Oh my God. The Exotic Suite. I love it. And then we have Lo Mejor de Perez Prado, also 40 temas originales. These RCA discs that were made for the Spanish market. And they are enormous, enormous fun. The mambos are just really, really cool. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And then 4 discs of Cubanismo. Cubanismo features Jesus Alemany. And we've got the very best of Mucho Gusto, Cubanismo. There's that. And the, just Cubanismo with Jesus Alemany. And Reencarnacion. Oh, yes, they were reincarnacionated. There's that. And finally, Malembe, starring Jesus Alemany, Cubanismo. So those were the discs that he wanted me to have, and I keep them under L for Latin and enjoy them periodically in his memory and for their own sake. So thank you, Frankie, and keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.